Your news for the state of Tennessee in about 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 starts now.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Amanda Harrell. We're on top of breaking news this morning. We have confirmed a new wave of immigration activity in South Nashville overnight. This comes after an unknown number of people were detained by ICE in Nashville over the weekend. Here's what we know about this latest wave of ICE activity. Our crew spotted multiple unmarked cars, a white transport van, and troopers pulling over drivers. It didn't appear as though anyone was detained overnight during those stops, unlike what happened over the weekend. That's when state troopers say they made more than 150 traffic stops as part of what they called a public safety operation alongside immigration officials and Homeland Security. People were pulled over for things like tinted windows, but some ended up getting detained. We talked to a woman who says she and her fiance were both stopped Saturday night. He's now being held in Louisiana. She's worried about being deported herself. She's undocumented after being brought to Nashville as a toddler.
Born there, but I was raised here. This is where I've been all my life. This is what I know. I'm leaving behind my child, and they don't care about that.
Metro Nashville leaders say they were not told about the operation ahead of time and are still asking for the names of people who were detained and their charges and where they're headed. Homeland Security and ICE have not responded to our questions about why this area was targeted or where the people who were taken into custody are headed. Governor Bill Lee's office says Tennessee has had a long track record of stepping up to secure the border. Earlier this year, he signed off on a bill creating a Tennessee Immigration Enforcement Division to support federal immigration efforts. The law also allows punishment for elected officials who support sanctuary city policies.
I'm Whitney Turner in the WVLT newsroom. A Knox County assistant DA is now off the job due to posts he made on social media. Knox County District Attorney Sharm Allen tells WVLT she fired Berkeley Mason. He had been working with the office after graduating from UT in 2024. Allen tells us Mason has a social media account where he made statements like, quote, whatever reason we can make up to get as many of them out as possible, and quote, whatever means necessary. Allen says Mason's statements indicate a willingness to make up false evidence and circumvent the law. Mason's firing will have repercussions for several cases. District Attorney Allen says she is ordering a review for every case he handled.
The state trial against the three former officers charged in the beating death of Tyree Nichols is now coming to a close. So today, defense attorneys will make their closing arguments. Yesterday, prosecutors argued that 29-year-old Tyree Nichols loved his mother and was trying to get home for dinner when he was brutally beaten by Memphis police officers just feet away from his mother's home. Prosecutors say that video shows the former officers punching and kicking Tyree Nichols as others held him down. But defense lawyers say that Nichols was resisting and that officers had to use caution since Nichols had not yet been searched for weapons after running from an initial traffic stop.
It's unlawful, and now it's unauthorized use of their official powers because we've had excessive force and nobody's stopping it.
This is simply textbook police work where you're trying to get a man into custody that is resisting, and you can't do it.
The jury could start deliberations as soon as today, if not tomorrow. First Alert meteorologist Stefano DiPietro tracking the forecast where you live. Pretty nice today, Stefano.
It is going to be a nice day, the nicest day we've had in a couple across Tennessee. We're going to have some good sunshine after we burn off the last of the fog that's still lingering this morning. Now, in far west Tennessee, we'll see the cloud cover on the increase late this afternoon. Most of the rest of the state, that won't happen until the evening and overnight. Speaking of the overnight, a couple of rain showers will come working their way through the mid-state into tonight and tomorrow morning. These are not going to cause any major problems problems, though, for us as we're starting off the day tomorrow. Just some wet spots on the roadways. Spotty rain showers will continue heading into the afternoon. Wednesday, a little cooler, more 60s, lower 70s on the board by Wednesday afternoon. A few more showers, even a rumble of thunder on Thursday. No severe weather threat, not an all-day steadier rainfall, but a day to keep the umbrella handy. Leftover shower, I'd say Friday, but a lot of us are drying out. We'll battle the cloud cover a little bit on Saturday. Any moisture, though, looks to be well down to our south and not even getting close to the mid-state, so it may not be a fully sunny day Saturday, but it does look like a nice one overall. Sunshine should be more present by Sunday, so the weekend is in good shape, Amanda.
All right, WSMV4 investigation is prompting change to state law. Soon, you'll be able to know which police agencies are arresting sober drivers for DUI. The governor signed a bill into law that tasks the TBI with keeping a report listing all the police agencies in the state that have arrested sober people for DUI this year. A state senator from Memphis introduced the bill after seeing our sobering problems investigations. We've shown you how more than 600 people across the state have been charged with DUI over a 7-year period, whose blood work came back showing they were completely sober. The TBI says they don't have a list of which agencies made those arrests. So this new law directs the TBI to track which agencies are making the sober arrests. That's slated to start this year.
They're silent killers responsible for dozens of deaths across the country every year. And right now, there's several across our state. We're talking about Lowhead dams. It's an outdated form of generating power that can be deadly. They're not overly big, but they have a very strong current. Even with lower water levels, they generate enough suction to pull people in. How it can turn dangerous is when the current pulls a boat or someone swimming in. It will push them underwater, spit them out, and pull them back in over and over. Some of the more deadly ones in our state, according to the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, Peary's Mill in Walland and the Rockford Dam. TWRA officer Jeff Roberson has responded to a lot of rescue calls and, unfortunately, some recoveries near the dams.
It just overwhelms folks, whether they're swimming or kayaking, canoeing, recreating. And once you get in that, it's very hard to get out of it. With currents like that, a lot of times a life jacket is not enough because it pulls you in and out, in and out.
Not even a life jacket can help you once you're stuck in this current. 6 years ago, signs were put up at Peary's Mill after a 13-year-old died there. Back to you.
Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. We're going to send you back to Local News Live, our parent company's streaming news service.
This is Tennessee in 10, streaming your news and weather across the state in about 10 minutes.